There's no place where we can't find peace. There's no end to amazing grace. Take me in with your arms spread wide. Take me in like an orphan child. Never let go. Never leave my side. In the middle of the storm, I am holding on. I am holding on to There's no space that his love can reach. There's no place where we can't find peace. There's no end to amazing grace. Take me in with your arms spread wide. Take me like an orphan child. Never let go, never leave my side. I am holding on to you. I am holding on to you. In the middle of the storm, I am holding on. I in the middle of the storm, I am holding on. Holding on. I send my love over the mountains. I send my love over the sea. I send my love into the heavens, and it returns to me. I send my good over the mountains. I send my good over the sea. I send my good into the heavens, and it returns to me. I send my love over the mountains. I send my love over the sea. I send my love into the heavens, and it returns to me. I am a gift, no matter what age, no matter how I look. There's beauty in each stage. I am a gift, and I promise every day. When I look in the mirror, I'll say, And it returns to me. Love, my love, my love.
Good morning and welcome. I'm Reverend John Riley, and I have the joy of serving as your senior minister here at Unity Palo Alto, and I'd like to welcome you to our Sunday celebration service. We're so glad that you joined us here today, here in the sanctuary. For those of you who are watching on live stream or those who are watching during the week, just know that you're in our hearts and you're at the right place at the right time right now. If you're new to Unity, what we want you to know is that Unity is a global spiritual community, welcoming people from all walks of life, seeking a deeper experience of spirituality in their lives, a greater sense of health, wholeness, and abundance, people looking for spiritual growth, transformation, or to simply do life better. We teach positive, practical spiritual principles that you can apply in your life every day to help you live a more joyful and abundant life. We're so blessed this morning to have with us Joe Angeles as our platform leader, Margot LeDuc as our soloist, Russell Norman on piano, and Ronnie Beck on drums. And we just want to acknowledge that this is the 4th of July weekend, so we trust that you are all experiencing your independence, your freedom, experiencing and holding that with grace and love and joy in your heart. Happy Independence Day. And I'll invite you all to stand as Margot leads us in our opening song.
I'm in the right place at the right time, and I'm just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time, and I'm just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time, and I'm just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time, and I'm just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul
Good morning. Whoops. Let's do that again. Good morning. There you go. I am Joe Angeles, and I know it's cloudy outside, but like what Reverend John always says, it's always bright and sunny in our consciousness. Yes? There you go. So it's so great to connect with all of you here in the sanctuary, and also those of you who are online. Welcome to Unity Palo Alto Sunday service. And we are indeed part of a worldwide movement of prayer, publishing, and education, teaching positive, practical spiritual principles that you and I can apply to help us live a more joyful and abundant life. And Unity is a spiritual movement, and one thing I really love about this is that wherever you are, like the song says, it's wherever we are in our spiritual path, we are welcome here, like the song said today, right place, right time, right now. And the cool thing is, one thing I love about Unity is that our principles are only 5, at least 5. To me, that makes life simple, Can you imagine if we have more than 5? I don't know how I'll remember them. So the first one, God is. There's only one power and presence active in the universe and in our life, God the good, omnipotent. And you may call this God isness, source. The word that came to me now, heart. And actually this morning came to me, good. Could be joy and could be source. This heart, this good, according to our second principle, is the substance intelligence innate in every person and in all creation, meaning in everyone there's this good. In all of us is this good and heart. And the best way for me, first and foremost, to remember that is in our third principle, which is the law of mind action. So when my thoughts or our thoughts are centered in this goodness and also feelings of good, we produce after that kind. I know for me that happens a lot. And because of that, we have the ability or the power to affect our world. And the best way for me to do this is the fourth principle, which is our meditation and prayer. The practice of meditation and prayer connects us with this creative, constructive power of God, or you may call it like good, or heart to work in us, through us, and as us. So imagine how fifth principle will be, which is the practical application coming from that heart, coming from that goodness. And because we're coming from that truth, we're able to be what we're created to be, the living expressions of the image of God, which unity calls the Christ. And the cool thing is, these 5 core principles also guide us in living out our vision statement. And I will invite you to affirm this statement with me. Centered in God, we co-create a world that works for all. And so it is. And now for our call to worship.
Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. I can feel God's mighty power and God's grace. There's a holy hush around us. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place.
And today's daily word is free. I will read our affirmation and then I will invite you to affirm it with me. Living from my Christ nature sets me free. Would you affirm that with me together? Living from my Christ nature sets me free. As a spiritual being, I am always free. I remember this at those moments I feel at the mercy of an unpredictable world. While I may not be able to control what happens around me, I can take comfort knowing I don't need to. I am free to choose my response, but even more, I am free to meet life from my divinity, the breath of my spiritual power. In prayer, I claim divine ideas. I use my gift of imagination to envision the life I wish to live, and the gift of will to make choices to bring it about. I speak affirmations to raise my consciousness and help create conditions for my highest and best outcomes to manifest. I find precious freedom realizing that life doesn't happen to me. Life happens through me. And our Bible verse for today is from John chapter 8, verse 36. So if the Son sets you free, you will be free indeed. And now a solo from Margot.
Use me, oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. I used to think God was the sun, but God's so much more than the earth or the stars or all creation. God is creator. All in all, God needs us to shine His light. God needs us to shine His light. God needs us to shine His light. Choose me, oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. Show me all that I must do. Show me all that I must do. Show me, God, show me all that I must do.
Oh, well, good morning. Thank you, Margot. Thank you, Russell. Thank you, Ronnie. Hang on. There we are. Here I am. Good morning. Well, last week we were in the process of discovering and becoming aware of this idea of abundance, becoming aware of the idea that you are innately abundant, that abundance is just a part of who you are. And it is an ongoing process. We had the affirmation, I am a child of the Most High. I am meant to have life abundantly. I'm going to repeat that and then invite you to affirm it with me. I am a child of the Most High. I am meant to have life abundantly. Together, I am a child of the Most High. I am meant to have life abundantly. Well, okay, we got pretty good there. We'll work on that. Because this awakening is an ongoing process, right? Awakening isn't all of a sudden, oh, I've transcended. Isn't this nice? Because no one's ever seen someone transcend. At least if they have, you can tell me about it, but I come back every day. So it's a process. It's an ongoing realization of that oneness that we have with Spirit, with the allness of life, love, and wisdom, with our prosperity. That's just a natural experience. And the lesson was, of course, the grand lesson that we learned was to seek first that kingdom, seek first that consciousness of God, seek first living in the consciousness of Spirit, allowing that energy to flow in and through us, accepting it. And that too is an ongoing process as we move through. To seek the first kingdom is to seek the spiritual reality that surrounds you and indwells you. To seek that idea, the realm of pure, ultimate possibilities and potential that is already within you and already yours as we awaken to it and as we open up to it, as we extend and allow it to be a part of who we are. And so that was really our talk last week, was awakening to that awareness. And today we're going to talk about the idea of expressing your abundance, of bringing it into manifestation, of bringing it into life every moment of the day. Now, I'm teaching a class in about a week and a half called The Keys to the Kingdom. And the creator of the class, David Owen Ritz, talks about this as living in the flow, living in the flow of life. And one of the key challenges to living in the flow is very simple. It's something that we do every day. Anybody? Anybody worry about what they're supposed to do every day? Worrying. If you're thinking about abundance, what's natural? Well, you're thinking about everything that's not there. Right? We're thinking about our lack. When we think about abundance, we immediately go to, well, do I have enough money to pay the rent, to pay my mortgage? Do I have enough money to eat? How am I going to afford? This is a big trip I'm going on. Am I going to be able to manage it? Right? We start to worry about all of the things that we don't have when we start to think about abundance. Or is that just me? Don't raise your hands. It's okay. And that's the natural human tendency, right? Is to have that, okay, I want a more abundant life. I want to experience more in my life. And yet, here's where I'm coming from, a sense of lack and limitation. And one of the great lessons that David Owen Ritz likes to refer to is the lesson from Jesus' great prosperity message, which was part of the Sermon on the Mount. And it was a great abundance lesson. That's what he was teaching, is that you are it. You are the light of the world. Shine. So what he did was, when he talked about this idea, this great challenge of worrying, he said this: "Therefore I tell you, do not worry about life, what you will eat, or about your body, or what you will wear. For life is more than food, and the body more than clothes. Consider the ravens. They do not sow or weep, yet they have no storeroom or barn, yet God feeds them. And how much more valuable are you than birds? Who of you can, by worrying, add a single hour to your life?" I don't see any hands. "Since you cannot do this very little thing, why do you worry about the rest? Consider how the flowers grow. They do not labor or spin, yet I tell you, not even Solomon in all of his splendor was dressed like one of these. That is how God clothes the grass of the field, which is here today and tomorrow. Which is here today and tomorrow is thrown into the fire. How much more will he clothe you, ye of little faith?" And David Owen Ritz, this is where I got that phrase, spiritual knuckleheads. This is where he's saying, oh, you knuckleheads, listen to me. Look, listen to what I'm saying here. "And do not set your heart on what you will eat or drink. Do not worry about it. For the human world runs after all of such things, and your Father knows what you need, and your Father knows that you need them. But seek first his kingdom, and these things will be given to you as well. Do not be afraid, little flock, for your Father has been pleased to give you the kingdom. Sell all your possessions, give them to the poor, provide purses for yourselves that will not wear out, treasures in heaven that will never fail, where no thief comes near and no moth destroys. Where your treasure is, your heart will also be." And the idea here is that we're seeking first that understanding, your spiritual unity with God. with the isness, with the allness, with the universe, with all that is, your unity with all of that, because we are all one in that grand creation. As Joe talked about, God isn't out there. You know, the scripture talks about it as pronouns and father, which we tend not to do here in Unity. Instead, I call it the itness, right, or the allness is my favorite part of it, the allness of God, because God is everywhere present within all creation. Spirit is the energy of God flowing in, through, and as us. Divine love is the harmony of God that we talk about, that keeps us in balance, that creates the harmony in the universe. And so all of those different words to say, seek first that consciousness, seek first that understanding, and then from there, all of those other things will be added unto you. Now, when he says sell all your possessions, what he's really talking about is letting go of your hold, your attachment to all of those things, because they come and go. Those things in the world that we can see, as Paul said, are don't look to those for answers. Look to that which cannot be seen. Look to that divine essence that's within you. For the things that can be seen are temporary and they'll be gone, but the things that cannot be seen, that divine flow of life, love, and wisdom is eternal and always there. So seek first that consciousness. Seek first that awareness and strive to live from that consciousness. And then as we do that on a daily basis, as we put that into action in our life, that's when we draw upon our abundance. That's when we start to live in the flow. That's when that energy and essence starts to live through us and express through us. And so what he is saying is abundance is the natural state of the universe, and the rest of the creation seems to know it. It's our humanness that gets in the way. Because not only do we have consciousness, but we're aware that we have consciousness. And so with that powerful idea of the mind, being aware that we have this very powerful way of creating our life through what Joe called the law of mind action, that those things that we think about and give great attention to manifest in our life. It's the lens through which we see our world. And so when we give that awareness, we have a conscious awareness of how we're expressing that, then we have a choice in how we show up. But we're also very good at denying all of it. We're also very good at saying, well, shaming ourselves and putting ourselves down and saying, I'm not worth it. Well, yes, I got this good thing, but, the Yabbats, they lived next to the Flintstones? No, that was someone else. I don't remember. The Yabbats in our life. I have good in my life, yeah, but here's everything else that's bad, right? So where's our focus? So our focus needs to come back to that idea and that awareness that you are a child of the Most High and that you're meant to have a life rich and abundant. You're meant to express and experience and be a part and live in that flow. Now, there are 7 key components that David Owen Ritz talks about in his class, Keys to the Kingdom. And any one of those will be a benefit to you. Any one of those will create a greater sense of joy and abundance in your life. And when we start to master all 7 of them and put them into practice in our lives, that's when we begin to experience it, that idea of consciousness of God, the consciousness of abundance every day in our life. The first and most challenging key is commitment. Is being willing to commit to your own consciousness, your own awareness, your own spiritual growth. Being willing to commit to these ideas of abundance and then practicing them. If you're on the fence, I'm about 40% committed. Committed is kind of a black and white thing. No, I'm all about shades of gray in many different areas, but commitment is one of those things where I'm committed or I'm not. Sometimes I'm committed for 20% of my time, and then another 80% of my time I'm not. So how committed are you to living a life worth living? How committed are you to experiencing and expressing good in your life? To being filled up with love being filled up with grace, and to be willing to walk, being able to walk through whatever challenge you have, centered and poised in the core of your being, in that divine essence, the I am consciousness within you. Are you committed? I mean, the benefits are pretty cool. Don't you think? Okay, I haven't pitched it well enough. I'll keep working on it. Your level of commitment reflects your level of acceptance. So as committed as you are to your spiritual growth, to expressing that God consciousness, that divine consciousness, to being one with Spirit, to allowing that love to flow, as committed you are to that, reflects the amount that you believe you should receive. So when you're thinking about that, think about what you are willing to receive. And then make a commitment to every day live a little bit more into it. Right? There's no perfection in it. It's an ongoing process of living a little bit more into it, being committed each day to try another step, to give it a little bit more. The second key is vision. Learning how to hold a vision of your highest possibility. Learning how to hold a vision of your highest possibility, your highest good, your infinite potential. Learning to see that every day. Learning to wake up in the morning, and you might have a goal sheet, you might have a treasure map, you might have something that reminds you, a Post-it note on the mirror that reminds you, here's who I've come here to be, here's my vision for my life, here are the goals that I have for my life. And being willing to look at that every day and hold that vision, because your vision directly affects your experience of life. Your vision directly affects your experience of life. So there are times when we hold a vision, when we get frustrated, when we get sad, when we get self-conscious. There's some visions of ourselves that we hold that are not very healthy. Some visions of, I'm not good enough. Some visions of, my clothes are fitting too tight. Some visions of, I'm not good enough to pass this test, or to change careers, or to, live more fully in my retirement, or to, be that amazing artist that everyone else is looking up to. Realize that's your vision in the moment that you're holding. So let go of that vision and hold the vision of the ultimate possibility for yourselves in every moment of the day as you go through life. The third key is truth. An awareness of truth of you as a child of the Most High. An awareness of truth of your spiritual unity with the allness of life. That's really all you need. That's what we call T with a capital T, right? Truth with a capital T. Just that one principle, that we're all one with the universe. We're all one in this amazing tapestry of life. That the things that I experience, you experience, and the things that we experience together, we experience it at one. At one-ment with the allness of life. At oneness with Spirit. All of the lowercase t's are our stories that we believe about it. And all of those lowercase t's, those lowercase truths, are not real for the most part. They're stories. They're beliefs that can be changed and can be erroneous. So go back to that one truth that we are all one in the universe. And as one with the ultimate experience and expression of abundance, that's who we are. And that's what we're capable of when we allow ourselves to return to that truth. Your awareness and expression and acceptance of your spiritual nature will determine what you will accept in your life. So the degree to which you accept that allness, that oneness within you, that expression is the degree to which you will accept your good. Pretty straightforward. The fourth law is circulation, living in the flow of life as source. As we give and as we receive. So often we think about it as, I'm one or the other. I'm either giving or I'm receiving. I'm receiving from out there. But instead of focusing on what you're getting or not getting, focus on how you are giving to life, how you are expressing as source. And are you giving to life as source? Because that's what the truth is, your spiritual unity with that allness of life. It's all here for you to give. And are you giving it with a vision of love? Are you giving it with the commitment to express and experience goodness, to give goodness to the world? The key point is your expression to life is a reflection of your own belief, take a deep breath, in what you deserve. Your expression and how you're giving to life is a reflection of what you believe you deserve. So when we're paying our bills with anger and frustration, with fear, with anxiety, that's what we think we deserve. When we're giving gifts to our friends, with love and joy and harmony, that's what we believe we deserve. That's what we'll accept. So when you're looking at what you're thinking about, whenever you're giving to the world, you could be giving in, emotional support. You could be giving simply by listening. But are you giving that from a standpoint of, the scorecard? I gave twice to you this week. I listened once, deeply and intently. In fact, here's what you said. Now it's your turn. Or are you giving from that state of, I'm just here to hold and support and to express that love for you without worrying about the scorecard, because the universe will give back to you. It may not always come from the same place. I had a friend when I was in college. We were driving down to Santa Barbara to meet with our respective girlfriends at the time. And as we were driving down there, he's like, I don't know about my friends, man. I'm always there for them. They call me, they need me, get up in the morning, get up late at night, I'll go drive them, I'll pick them up. But when I need them, they never show up. I said, well, how did you get home? Oh, well, someone else got me. Oh, okay. The universe took care of you. You were just upset because it didn't come in the way you thought it should. So just knowing that circulation begins with you giving to the world without the scorecard. The fifth key to the kingdom is gratitude. Blessing and praising the good in your life. Blessing and praising the good in your life. Let's talk about that word praise. Now, so raise your hands if ever in your lifetime you say grace at the table. There's no judgment here. If you didn't, that's totally fine. Now, was it one of those things like as a kid, it's like, thank you, Father, for the food that we have to eat. I remember as a kid, this was my attitude. Okay, thank you. Yeah, are we done yet? No, we're not done yet. Okay. And then there was the real gratitude. Thank God we're done. And now I can eat. Wrong kind of praise. Praise is that enthusiasm that you give to life. Praise is that sense of zeal. And to be grateful from that sense of zeal. He's so amazed at the good that you have in your life. Another word for good is God. Be so amazed at the God in your life. Be so amazed at how Spirit moves in your life. Be so amazed at how much joy that you have. And then start to seek it. Just look outside and see the beautiful flowers, the beautiful tree, that little red tree that's out there in the pot next to the giant bell. To me, it's just fantastic. I sit out there and meditate every once in a while. No one's around, I ring the bell. I'm just saying. It is. Joyously. With praise. So give thanks for the good in your life with enthusiasm. Because the key is your expression to life is a reflection of what you... that was the last one. What did I say? Gratitude, we're on. Your joyful expression of your good attracts more joy, more good. It makes you open. This is what I'm ready to receive. Bring it on. So those are the 6 key. Did I talk about forgiveness? Did I skip forgiveness? Joe? Did I say forgiveness? I skipped forgiveness. I wonder why that is. Huh. Number 5, that was number 6. Number 5 is forgiveness. Letting go of your own self-imposed limitations and block. Unforgiveness is what will prevent you from experiencing joy, period, in anything that you do, in anything that you receive. Because you're so caught up in the story, the drama, whatever it is that's in your life. It's not to say that those things won't happen or that we have to stuff them or ignore them, but we're so caught up in this idea that we need to learn to let go. All unforgiveness, as Wayne Dyer once said, all unforgiveness or all forgiveness is self-forgiveness because it frees you. It frees you from the worry and the fear and the anxiety because you're the one carrying it all around. Unforgiveness blocks you of experiencing any good thing, at least for long time periods, for a deep experience of it. You may feel happy once in a while, but then you go right back to your unforgiveness. Your willingness to release creates the flow in your life. The willingness to release creates the flow in your life. And that's what forgiveness is all about. It's about letting go of the hold that the story has on you. It doesn't mean I think you all are okay. I think you are all okay. But it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to agree with whatever's happening, but it's a letting go of the hold that it has on you so that you can live in the flow and allow the flow to go. So those first 6 commitments, keys, commitment, vision, truth, circulation, forgiveness, and gratitude. Those are all about getting us into that part. It helps us get into the flow. It helps us raise our consciousness. All of those things help us raise our consciousness and get into that consciousness of the divine essence of life, the allness. Get into that kingdom of heaven. That's how we get into there. The 7th key, then, is being. It's simply being it. And that's what David Owen Ritz calls living in the flow. Living it, being it, and allowing it to express. When you live in the flow, you become part of the natural order of things. Abundance and infinite possibility, growth and opportunity. That's the natural order of life. And we're all here to evolve and grow. And when you live into that consciousness, that's what you do. And you find new ways to express it. You find new avenues for good. You find new channels through which you can give to the world. You find it easier to let go. And when you're in a situation, it's so much easier to be in it and be the calm center while the storm is swirling around you. We become, as David Owen says, we become part of God's rich abundance. We become that abundance. You are that abundance. There's no separation. There's nothing that you need to do other than opening up to it and then expressing it into your life, of allowing it to be who you are. And those other keys will help us bring us back to that beingness and allowing us to express it through love and compassion and kindness, allowing it to express us through our creativity, through our amazing analytical thinking, through our hands, through our feet, by walking and living and just living life fully. All from that presence of knowing that you are one with the divine essence of life. It changes us from the intellectual knowing of I am abundance to the heart knowing I am abundance. That is the principle. That's another principle for the allness of life. Life is here abundantly. The universe is here to give it to you abundantly. There's enough for everything that we can imagine. And you are that. If God is everywhere present, God is within all of you, God is the essence of who you are, that I am consciousness, then that allness of abundance is right where you are, ready to be expressed. I am abundance, I am infinite possibility. I'm going to say that one more time and then invite you to affirm it. I am abundance and I am infinite possibility. Together, I am abundance and I am infinite possibility. That was a little better than at the beginning of the service. Now we're going to add some gratitude. What was gratitude? Grateful, praising. I'm going to become a Baptist minister here, I think, in a moment. I am abundance, I am infinite possibility. Together? It's getting a little better, don't you think? I think we can do better. Together? I am abundance, I am infinite possibility. What you tie to that I am statement is how you see the world and how you see yourself. I am abundance. You are abundance. And you are here to live that life and have it abundantly. I'll end with two things. The first one is, at the end of the Sermon of the Mount, when Jesus was done, as told in Mark chapter 7, verse 24 through 26, here's what he said. Therefore, everyone who hears these words of mine and puts them into practice, like a wise man who builds his house on the rock. The rain will come down, the streams will rise, the winds blew and beat against the house, yet it did not fall, because he had a foundation on the rock. But everyone who hears these words of mine and doesn't put them into practice is like a foolish man who built his house on sand. And the rain came down, and the streams rose, and the winds blew and beat against the house, and it fell with a great crash. You thought our fifth principle was just unity. Put the words into practice. That's it. Make a commitment to put this lesson into practice, to put God first in your life, to put Spirit, allow Spirit to move you. And it moves in every facet of your life. Every facet. If you just come to it with that growing awareness, that increased awareness. The affirmation that I have for the talk, there it is on the screen. I'm going to read it once and then invite you to affirm it with me. I stir up the gifts of Spirit, and I express abundance today. Together, I stir up the gifts of Spirit, and I express abundance today. Let us take that into our time of meditation and affirmative prayer. I invite you to take a nice, deep, cleansing breath and close your eyes if that feels comfortable, or simply soften your gaze. And as we breathe into this present moment, we allow ourselves to turn within, to know that oneness, that spiritual oneness within you, with Spirit, divine mind, the allness of life, love, and wisdom. Breathing into our heart space, we allow that harmonizing energy of love to bubble up, allowing it to melt away any tension that we have, any stress or strain, any thoughts of confusion. Just allow them to melt away as we sink into divine love. I turn the great energy of my thinking upon ideas of plenty, and I shall have plenty. Allowing that gratitude in our heart to lead us, to direct us, to guide us. We rest in the stillness of the silence. from this awareness of spirit within, of the allness of life, love, and wisdom in which we are one. With gratitude in my heart, I give thanks by praising my abundance. I am life. I am a child of the Most High. I am abundance. And I express my abundance today. We hold this same prayer for all of our prayers that have come in online or in our prayer chest. If there's somebody who you hold in prayer, I invite you to bring their name to mind or say their name out loud now. We hold the same prayer for all of our world, national, state, and local leaders, seeing them awaken to this harmonizing energy of divine love, making wise and loving decisions for peace on earth, goodwill, equality, and justice for all people. And for this time together, for this sacred shared experience, we give thanks by celebrating and singing the Hallelujah. And with a nice, deep, cleansing breath, I invite us to return our attention to this time and this space, and to gently open our eyes when we feel ready, and just allow that feeling of love and appreciation and gratitude to guide you throughout this day. Unity Palo Alto is here to help you discover and express your spiritual magnificence, and to help you live from that magnificence every day. We are now stepping into that spiritual practice of living in the flow of life, living in circulation. There are many ways in which you can support our spiritual community, either online or here in person. And if you'd like to make a donation today, there's a box in the back of the sanctuary, a silver box that says Love Offering. Feel free to place your donation in there. But however you give to the world, give with love, give with appreciation, give with zeal and enthusiasm. For it's the manner in which we give to the world that we receive from the world. The affirmation that we say is on the screen, and I invite you to affirm it with me. Together, divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I give, all that I receive, and all that I am. And so it is.
I can almost see it, that dream I'm dreaming. There's a voice inside my head saying, you will never reach it. Every step I'm taking, every move I make feels lost with no direction. My faith is shaken, but I gotta keep trying. Gotta keep my head held high. There's always gonna be another mountain. I'm always gonna wanna make it move. Always gonna be an uphill battle. Sometimes I'm gonna have to lose. Ain't about how fast I get there. Ain't about what's waiting on the other side. It's a climb. The struggles I'm facing, the chances I'm taking sometimes might knock me down, but no, I'm not breaking. I may not know it, but these are the moments I'm gonna remember most. I gotta keep going. I gotta keep trying. Gotta keep my head held high. There's always gonna be another mountain. Always gonna wanna make it move. Always gonna be an uphill battle. Sometimes I'm gonna have to lose. Ain't about how fast I get there. Ain't about what's waiting on the other side. It's the
That is abundance, isn't it? And I do wish I have that infinite possibility when it comes to my voice. I'm grateful for the voice that I have. So we are indeed a welcoming and vibrant community with many opportunities for spiritual growth, sacred service, and celebrating our community. Starting with next Sunday, it's actually going to be our annual spiritual Q&A service. How many of you have a burning question for Reverend John Riley? He has a question for himself. I already have, I think, 3. So, so during service, he's actually going to, when you ask your question, and then he's going to answer it during service, during his Sunday talk. And if you can't be here like myself, because I'm actually going to be out of town next week, you can also submit your questions online. But if you're in person, you're welcome to ask him at that time. So that's going to be fun. And then, he did talk about today, like the 7 keys to the kingdom. And one thing that came to me was, how do I transition from the intellectual knowing to heart knowing? The affirmations are, I am abundance and I am infinite possibility. So how do I go from the heart? From the path, from the mind down to the heart. So, like, if you're as curious as I am, Reverend John, like in about a week, is going to do the 7-week prosperity course, the keys to the kingdom, on Tuesdays, July 12th, at 7 p.m. And the cool thing is, you can either do it here at our learning center, or you can be on Zoom. And I know that it's actually based on the love offering. There's going to be a material, though, so that you need to check out our website for that one, because there's a material that will go with this one. And then our July just keeps getting better. Guess what? I don't know how many of you remember that our Board of Trustees actually met on a Sunday. They're doing that again. So they're meeting, instead of Monday, they're meeting this month on Sunday, July 24th. And it's going to be at 11. No, we're going to eat first before we join the meeting. And then we're going to make sure that we can actually function with them at 11:30 at the Yes Hall. And the exciting thing about this, because is that it's our opportunity to see how our Board of Trustees put our unity principles at work, to work here at our spiritual center. And then, not just that, we're not just gonna eat, we're not just gonna watch, we're also have two opportunities to participate, to either have at the beginning or at the end of every action review. So, and then for more opportunities, and like the ones I have mentioned and other ones, you can go to our website at unitypaloalto.org. You can also check out our social media channels. There are so many ways to connect with us and share the good news that is Unity Palo Alto. And for those of you who are here in our sanctuary, thank you so much for being here. I know as much as we'd love to get up and give hugs right now, save that for after the service at the courtyard. And if you are joining us online, you can pop over to the chat room and say hello, or you may simply put your hand on your heart and give out that love, that divine love to all of our friends in unity. And do we have anyone here who's here for the first time or back from a long absence? Ah, we're seasoned. And if it is your first time online, you can also pop in the chat and say hello so we can recognize you. And you can also fill out a connection card online at our www.unitypaloalto.org. And happy Sunday, everyone. Happy Sunday. So today is the first Sunday of the month. So it's our birthday month. Is anyone here in the sanctuary who is a July baby? Okay, I invite you to come up so we can bless you. I can see you here. Happy.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, you are wonderful.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday. And now for our song of peace. Sorry, you all can stand up.
Let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as
Before we have our prayer for protection, I just want to make one announcement. Our dear friend, Our dear friend Tom Greger made his transition along his path, to his next adventure on his spiritual journey. About a week and a half ago, he went into the hospital with COVID and pneumonia, and due to complications, he made his transition peacefully, gracefully, gently last Wednesday. And so we'll hold Tom and his family and you, Karen, in our hearts, in our prayers, knowing that divine love is working in every situation, and that Tom now is embraced with divine love and experiencing his next experience on his spiritual journey. And with that, we say thank you, Spirit. And so it is. Amen. And now our prayer for protection. Together, the light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Love and blessings, everyone. Have a wonderful week. Ciao.
Love.